do I get my next client? Well, Babu did mention that I'm a raconteur. A raconteur is a French word which has entered the English lexicon meaning it's a storyteller. That's who I am. Let me take you through a small story. It's a story that I have repeated quite often because it resonates within me, and I want it to resonate within you as well. What is this? This is a story of a monk, a sadhu, out there in the jungle. He lives all by himself in a small hut that he has constructed, a very Spartan living with whatever fruits fall off and whatever roots he can gather for the day becomes his meal. His daily ritual is walking those 2 kilometers to a stream nearby with a pot, filling it up with water and bringing back into his hut because that's what is his daily requirement. And one such day, as he is filling up the water, he hears a rustle behind him. Human instinct, he realizes there's something going on in the back. He turns around, through the corner of his eye, sees a very hungry tiger 10 feet away, ready to pounce on him. He drops the pot, jumps over the stream and starts running. And he keeps running and this tiger keeps chasing. That tiger is, my God, hungry. He keeps running up the mountain. The tiger keeps going behind him. He reaches the edge of the mountain. It's just a barren cliff. Instinct takes over. He jumps. Such situations, we don't think too much. And as he's falling down, his arm goes out and grabs a branch. The monk is out there hanging by the branch, looking up and seeing a very hungry but disappointed tiger. The monk looks down. He doesn't know how he's going to survive that kind of fall. But again, through the corner of his eye, he sees something red. He turns on, sees the plum. He's still hanging with his right hand, takes the plum, puts it in his mouth, closes his eyes, and enjoys the smell and the juices of that running through. Why am I starting with this story? We've had problems before. We are going to have problems later. But are we here today? Are we creating our own Zen moment to enjoy what we can do today and reap that benefit? So let us focus on the here and now where we have total clarity. Whatever happened, we can recount, connect the dots. Whatever's going to happen here, nobody has a clue when we are going to get out of this. But what we have is now and the next 35 minutes. What is this scenario, L? Come on, I'm speaking to IFA Galaxy folks. You know what the economic scenario is. You know what is going to happen. Well, I don't. I'm a marketer and I plan for potential scenarios. And let me walk you through 4 alphabets. Some of you may be aware, but listen, you've given me permission to speak and you are here with me. Keep the chat flow running because I am looking at it. Thank you, Srinivasan. Today is more important than tomorrow. Now is what we have. We have these 4 alphabets, V, U, W, and L, and any kind of economic scenario or business scenario, you would need to look at it. I can tell you because I'm an entrepreneur with 3 companies in. From where it was 3 months ago, it has been a steep fall. For at least one of the companies, it's 0 revenue. For another, it's 30%. For another, it is 80%. But let's take this 0, for example, where I was down. Alphabets, can you repeat? V, U, W, and L. V is the best case scenario everybody is hoping for, that I have fallen down and the recovery is going to be equally swift. So it's just a question of these 1 to 2 more weeks of lockdown. And once it is over, I'm going to be home and dry and business is going to be back as usual. I am a practical marketer, guys. I don't dream. I work out these scenarios. If it is going to be a V, I don't need to do anything. I can roll back and continue on. But you all agree that we have fallen down. If not for us, our clients, the revenues have fallen down. There is a lot of ambiguity going. Therefore, there is not much more spending. Now, it is going to be like that for a long while, and then it's slowly going to rise. That is called the U model of economic recovery. And what happens at a macro level is going to happen at a micro level as well. And then we have the more practical scenario that's likely to happen. We have fallen. The lockdown is going to increase as TASMAC opened up, and then there is a sudden bump that comes through. But then they realize that TASMAC and Coimbatore are big congregations and reasons. Then you close it up again. and then it rises up again. So that is the W model that you are dealing with, which is how it is likely to happen, with several W's happening at different peaks. But the one that I, as an entrepreneur, as a practical marketer, am planning for is the L scenario. What is the L? We have fallen down. My billing has come down from $100 an hour to $10 an hour, and it is likely to remain the same for another 18 to 24 months. You can disagree with me, folks. I'm only telling you what I am going to do for myself and my business. I am planning for the L scenario. Revenue has fallen down. Neither you nor I can contest that. When is it going to rise? I have no idea. So this is the new normal that I'm planning through, which means I cut back everything, even at a personal level. I focus more on conserving cash. Now, if I as an individual am focused more on conserving cash, as an entrepreneur I'm focused on conserving cash, I would rather invest in gold and its equivalent, or keep it as fixed deposits than anywhere else, because I don't know how the stock market is going to be. Now, you and I can argue, hey, this is the best time to invest in stock market. Yes, I'm doing all that. But then here, we are here talking about you as IFA and talking about me as a marketer. This is the scenario L that we will have to plan for. This is the worst case scenario. Now, please don't think I'm a negativist, I'm a pessimist. No, I'm a practical marketer. If I have planned for the worst, any other scenario, I'm automatically ready. I will have those trigger points when I can jack up my rates. But for now, I am planning for the L because my client is planning for his L. Remember, you and I as marketers are talking to another human being. Human emotions are at play. And when things are ambiguous, let us say, can you come and watch this movie PQLMNO? Chat window, I'm recommending PQLMNO. Would you like to come and watch the movie with me? Yes or no, ladies and gentlemen? PQLMNO, it's phenomenal. It's the new thing. Ram, I love you, but if I were you, I'll say, no, what the heck is this? What is this strange alphabets that you're throwing through? I am not going to come. I don't know you. I don't know your recommendation. I don't trust, because it is so ambiguous, and humans do not take decisions in ambiguity. We want clarity. We want what we perceive as the truth. And as marketers, for you to get out of this L, you have to understand what emotions your client is dealing with, which is exactly the same as the emotions you are dealing with. Right? That is the first part of understanding the scenario L. Balaji, you know me, yes. But even if I know Babu and he's going to refer some arbit name, I'm going to think twice and Google before I go and watch that movie. Right? But now we have an understanding of this scenario L. Therefore, we can look at it differently. What is it that I'm going to do today for this new normal? I was selling SIPs at 75K, 1 lakh. Is the client ready today? Therefore, how do I change myself? What do I need to do to keep my fires burning? I need to ensure that my clients' fires are burning too. The kitchen fires, no other fires. I'm talking about the fire in the kitchen, right? Let me completely take you through to another story. Now, the stories may seem unconnected, but you'll have to trust me. You've given me permission. I will connect them all together. This is a real life story of a company called Exeter Premedia Services. It's a publishing services and a software company based in Taramani, Chennai. And the CEO, Ravi Venkatramani, real life story, was ambitious. He was running a services company and he wanted to get into the products space. So over 6 to 12 months, they developed a SaaS product, a software as a service product, whereby any of their clients could use their platform, which shortens the process. Now, as with any entrepreneur, he said the whole world is my client, but only the small to mid-sized clients were biting and nibbling. Over 6 to 12 months, he picked up his team, but Ravi picked up a bunch of his clients, small to medium-sized clients, and some of the biggies were sniffing around, got quotations, were cat on the ball, said, we will get back to you. That's, you would have heard, we will get back to you. So what Ravi decided is, what do? I don't have too much money. I have a small amount to spend. So what can I do? He narrowed down his clientele, existing and prospect list, about 20 of them. He organized a one-day conference where he provided value addition to those clients, not one bit of selling his software product called CreaDocs. He organized this very niche conference in the conference hall of one of his existing clients. Frugal. He invited these people, invited some of the experts to come and talk about the latest happenings and trends and insights from the publishing industry. This happened in London. He traveled along with COO and organized the entire conference. The only investment there was the gifts that he had taken from India, but he allowed the existing clients to talk to the prospects about the good things and the bad things about his software system. This is London. So until tea time, there was no marketing done, only value addition being provided. Just before tea time, he came up and gave a presentation saying, thank you very much for coming. You've had a lot of value. I am so-and-so. I'm CEO of CreaDocs, and you've already heard a whole lot of plus and minus from my existing clients. This is our plan for the next 6 months. This is how we intend to cover the points of improvement suggested and the newer features that we are adding. And each of you is welcome to participate in us in this co-creation journey. Well, the clients loved it. What do people normally think? If there is an error, they try to cover it, narrow it, and then, but here is a company that is very open about it, inviting us to co-create and coming up. Within 2 weeks, 2 big clients signed on. Within 6 months, they had a whole bunch of newer clients coming on board. What did they do? Absolute outlier thinking. Instead of going to regular conferences and meeting them, which they did, they organized their own smaller conference. Do you know what they are doing in this COVID times? They are organizing the same conference as a virtual summit called Publishers Speak. Why am I talking about it? Keep thinking as I move over to the next section. I have 3 more sections. Where am I? What can I do? How can I do it? And if you have any questions in the meantime, please go ahead, fill up the chat section that I am speaking about. Where am I? What is the basics of marketing? The basics of marketing is I know who I am. I look into the mirror. I know my plus and minus. I cannot fool myself. Therefore, I know exactly who I am. I know I am a non-traditional person, and therefore my topic is outlier marketing. When Babu introduced me, he introduced me as an outlier marketer. In the chat, people, how would you relate to me? What would you call me as? Pravin, Shekar, the what? If you can type it in the chat, I will tell you why I am self-promoting myself. Good. When I know who I am, that is the basic of marketing. When I communicate that to you, that is advertising. When Babu understands that I'm an outlier marketer and introduces me as an outlier marketer, the 100-odd people here, that is branding. Very simple. I know who I am. I'm communicating that to Babu. The introduction he gave was written by me. Therefore, I'm communicating it. But he understands what I mean and then refers me as a guerrilla marketer or an outlier marketer. What are you known for with your clients other than just a financial advisor? If you are just a financial advisor, I'm just a marketer, and there are a million more like me. I want to be one in that million. I want people to talk about me. I want them to know, which is why I am here giving a webinar, giving suggestions to you. What are you doing for your clients? You know why that is absolutely important? All of you have seen movies. Let us assume here, and I need the chat to flow. The heroine has been kidnapped by terrorists and is in an old building. And the hero comes in all dressed up commando style. What is the first thing the hero would do? We've seen a lot of movies. He will throw a smoke bomb in first. In that building, he will throw a smoke bomb because the smoke cuts your eyesight, cuts off your sense of smell, and the blast cuts off your hearing, which leaves the villain disoriented, confused, and blind. What if the situation is reversed and the hero is there taking care of somebody else and the villain puts the same smoke bomb? The hero here is trained what to do. In a split second, he will know what is coming. So he'll cover his nose, cover his eyes, put on the safety goggles, lie low and try to get out of that place. Right or wrong? Because he has mentally and physically trained on what to do in that situation. He knows exactly what to do. And that's exactly what you need to be ready today for scenario L. You can be like that terrorist and blame the whole wide world and die in self-sympathy, or train yourself, train your mind in terms of what will I do as a marketer to keep my business afloat, to go and find that next new client. I'm still in the where am I marketing section, and I love giving analogies and stories. I'm not a big guy. I don't have money. Well, in comparison to you in the business world, I'm not a big guy. I'm a bootstrap guy, which means all my businesses, I put my own money and start. And therefore, it is all the more important for me to see what can I do for free, what can I do for very little money, or marginally more. Where I have to spend, I will have to spend. Right? I am married. So when my wife goes out shopping, I know what is in my control, what is not in my control. But yeah, this is marketing and my business. Right? So you've got to realize it's a case of survival out there of the fittest of the smartest. And a smart person is going to look within, find out what is the 1 or 2 nuggets of specialization that you have, and make sure your clients know of that specialization where you have added value, built that trust. Why do you have to add value, build trust? Hold that thought, because I'm going to cover that. Right? There am I. Can I have control of the screen, if I may, Babu? Because I have a presentation to show.
Yeah, I'll just make you the host.
I've got it. I've got it. If you can see the screen, you've got it.
Yeah.
It is hand-drawn, prepared for this one today. And it is very important for you in the where am I section. Where am I? Where are my clients? Where is the predictability of them? And where is the impact? And in this case, it's the financial impact. If the predictability is high and the impact is high, which is, you know, this particular prospect will turn into a client, and he is a fairly high net worth individual, of a higher value individual. The whole world, all of you, 10,000 odd members are going to go behind that, right or wrong? But that is the smoke screen today, because we do not know. Where will you move next? You will quickly move to the left side where the predictability is still high, but the impact is low. Hey, he'll definitely buy. He's not that 1 lakh SIP, but at least 5,000 he will buy now. Let me get that. Right or wrong?
Yes.
Right? That is where most of the world is going to go. The laggards and Me Too is best avoided. It is going to get cluttered, but that is for lazy people who are not marketers, who just want some business to happen. Hope and strategy is there. Hope and prayer is their strategy. Where the maximum potential lies is in the right bottom quadrant, where the impact is still going to be high. But because the predictability of conversion of these clients is low, we do not go there. Hey, let us just cover some basics here. I'll guess some numbers. That quadrant is where I am advising you to go. You might say, Pravin, what is this? You're throwing McKinsey charts at us. Well, let me explain with an example. IT as a sector, booming, was booming. Right now, there is a huge question mark. Now, what will you do? BPO is practically dead because people are holding on to their seats. And I'm telling you the practical scenario today. Therefore, IT mid-level, let us move, try to find out a whole lot. Anybody is the laggard section. But where is the business potential high? Where is the impact going to be high? But the predictability is low. Where are the essential services? Where are the healthcare services? What is happening to that? That is my customer segment. That is my potential for the customer segment. I may not know much. The predictability is going to be low, but the impact is going to be high. Does this make sense to you? If it doesn't, please tell, and I will give another example. Because I'm here to make you explain these basics. As an entrepreneur, as a marketer, that is where my focus lies, because even though the predictability is low, I win 2, 3, 4 of these deals that is in my target segment, in my chosen new target segment. Pharma and FMCG, absolutely. FMCG is still a bit iffy, sir. Right? I will give another example as I go ahead. I'm going to stop the share. I'm a very selfish speaker, guys. I want your attention on to me. Only when I want it somewhere else will I move. Predictability is necessary, but more than that, we need to look at impact. Another example, let me give you another story. This is another story of Archana Stalin. All these are real life stories that I have researched, because I'm a lover of stories. I'm a lover of real life stories. Archana Harvest is whom I call an engineer farmer. She wanted to go back to her roots, wanted to get back into her farming along with her husband. She had the support of a few entrepreneurs who mentored her, but she did not know where to start, whom to go to. She met a whole lot of people and found out that there was a hunger, a latent hunger in urban population in Chennai of people who want to get involved in farming in some way. They don't have land, they don't have the know-how, but they know the future of India will continue to be in the agri sector. So Archana reached out to a larger population, brought it down to 18 families with children. So 18 families with parents of children in the age group less than 10. And the parents were very concerned about proper, healthy, organic food to be given. So she went and told these 18 people, very low predictability, but high on impact. She went to them and told, hey, I can make you an urban farmer. You don't need to own land, but you can fund the farmer to sow vegetables, and we will guarantee that it's going to be organic. It's going to be healthy without chemicals and fertilizers. But these are the vegetables we will grow. We will only grow what is native to Tamil Nadu, native to those farming localities. No non-native, no foreign. But this is the roster, this is the cart, and we need a subscription from you. We are not going to sell the economy. What they did is invited all the 18 families to a farm, made them sow the seeds. And 2 months later, the same seeds as vegetables and fruits were given back to them. These 18 families were adopted for 4 months. Through word of mouth, the 18 families today are at 350 subscription families. 350 subscription families. That's where they are today. Why am I telling you Ravi's story? Why am I telling you about my harvest stories? If you have any ideas, feel free to use the chat. I am going to answer all these questions and connect. If it is not connected, you will still have access to me. And that's my promise to you, right? Fine. I have told you what the scenario is, scenario L. I have told you on the marketing front, I've told you about this grid. But what do I do? Pravin, come on, tell me, what can I do? The question here is, does that mean that I need to look at 2 to 3 deals instead of 20, but the result will be bigger? Absolutely. But which 20? You will need to do that. You will need to do what I call a buyer profile. Who is your typical buyer? I am marketing to you, ladies and gentlemen, for today from morning. I have been in the shoes of IFA Galaxy. Thinking like you, thinking for you, what would I do if I was in Ramanand's position or Deepesh's position? What will I do? I've got a small office. I do a whole lot on Facebook. My wife helps me with the business. I want to set up a larger office. I want to go behind different things, but all that can be parked. I want survival today. I want to do a bit more than what I did yesterday. Fair enough dreams. I am thinking like you. I'm thinking for you. What are you doing for your clients? Who are your clients? Who are your clients? Have you listed them down? What do you know about them? What are their needs and wants? What do you know about your own buyers? Are they just a name and number? No, you've met them face to face. You have to map it out. You will need to know more. When you know more, you can club them together. You know how they will react. Given a situation, how will they react? That is absolutely important for you. When I talk about what to do, Hold on to your existing clients. What they need is gyan. They don't need information that you're throwing at them saying, I am so and so, I am so and so. Look back at your emails. Look back at your communications. 95% I can guarantee is about yourself. Can that 95% not be about your buyer? About the questions that are in his or her mind? About the solutions that are available in the marketplace? My financial advisor has been on the phone with me once a week, advising me on what is happening, where the Sensex is going to go, what to do with gold, where to invest, how are my stocks doing. Why is he doing that? Because he's building a rapport. He's advising me. What are you doing? Yes, Srinivasan, this is a question of building trust. That I am there for you. You have any questions related to, I am there for you. I am not selling to you. I am taking care of you. That is the basic of marketing. Please throw away all the other notions of marketing that you have, that marketing is just selling, selling, selling. Marketing is making positive change happen, feeling and showing that you care. That is marketing. That is all to marketing. When that care translates through truly and transparently, positive change is going to happen. You are in the business of earning fans and friends. Think about it. What do you know about them? 2, how can you make yourself remarkable? Are you the single? My friends, my client circle, my fan following of another 50 to 100, small core. I am the first port of call when they are stuck for growth. They know I'm not going to talk billing. I'm going to provide the answer first. I am the first port of call for marketing when they are stuck for growth, when they have trouble. How often have your buyers contacted you? How remarkable are you in their lives? How top of mind are you in their lives? Do they think about you, Srinivasan? Do they think about you, Deepesh, Anandaraman, Pravin, another Pravin? How can you make yourself remarkable? We're still in the what to do. You're going to say, Pravin, are you just going to give yarn and go? No, I'm not going to give yarn. I'm going to show you examples. But that's for the next section. Here, I'm only pulling through what can you do, because as I told you for the second time, decisions are never made in ambiguity. And when I am in trouble, mentally, physically, or business-wise, the people who help me now, who advise me now, I will never forget them for life. My mentor is J. Krishnan. He's a Rotarian. He's a time member. In my time of crisis, he was there for me. Even now, I haven't spoken to him for over 6 months. I have trouble, I'll pick up the phone and call him. He's my business mentor. Right? Are you that from a financial mentor perspective? Think about it. Are you that remarkable? When you've done your buyer segmentation, this is the best time for you to also look at what is my contribution margin? That is the predictability. What is the impact that I'm likely to get from this particular section over the next 3, 6, 12, 18 months? Have you ever done that? If you have, please put the comment in. If you've not, it's the best time for you to start up. It's the best time for you to start up. There is a reason I ask you to be remarkable. You'll say there are 10,000 IFAs. How can I be remarkable? There are 1 million marketers. In my circle, I'm making myself remarkable. 1 webinar at a time. I'm a professional speaker. Babu here knows my fee. But here, I'm sharing my marketing expertise. I am sowing the seeds. I am trying to make positive change happen. What are you doing for your client base? Think about it. What are the questions that they are having? What are the pain points that they are having? What are they Googling about? Who are they speaking to? Why are they not speaking to you? Think. At this point, I'm going to tell you another story. Aarti Srinath, co-founder of Inception Business Services, and they were consulting for a fitness company in Chennai, a physical fitness center. And they went ahead with the Facebook ads, social media ads. they got a pretty healthy 700, 800 leads per month. Pretty happy, isn't it? 700, 800 leads. But after 3 months, they were stumped because only 10% of that was converting. From 700 leads, only 10%, 70 were converting. So they went back and analyzed who are these 10% that are converting, and found that 80% of those were people in the 35 to 45 age group. All hitting midlife, all in varying stages, maybe first time hypertension, diabetes, whatever, you know how it is. So then they refined their communication to only target to this particular segment. The photos did not have rock stars and bodybuilders. They had regular people with slightly round figures and say, I can do it. I'm joining and I'm being helpful. That changed to 70, 80% conversion. The revenue, the money that they were putting in has shrunk because of their focus on who is my target client. Who is the one who is listening to my message, who has a need, who has that need. Who has that need? Ask yourself that question. What is the need of your client that you're answering? What is the want of your client that you are answering? Think about it. From an inception perspective, when they are able to do it, why can you not do it yourself? Marketing is not rocket science. I was not a born marketer. I learn, I copy, I adapt, I use. Why am I talking to all these entrepreneurs and collecting their entrepreneur marketing stories? So I can absorb and I can adapt it for me and my clients and use. I follow arbitrary people. Last week, I attended a webinar by Rahul Rathi on what is going to happen on the financial services market specific to India. He says real estate from commercial is going to go down. But you know what I found out? One of the key growing segments is going to be interiors and home improvement. Because all of us are locked down in the house. We know what repairs need to be done. We've got enough time to focus on our own house and what needs to be done. So one of the things he pointed across is home improvement is going to improve. What has that got to do with you? Well, you will need to use knowledge from other industries to find out how your client is going to react, where the investment needs to go in. What are the changes that is coming through? For example, who would have thought for 40, 45 days we're going to be sitting in the house not doing anything? Zero expense for movies, zero expense eating out, zero expense on fuel. Right or wrong? What is the savings that I would have as an individual if I'm your typical client? Please put it up in the chat. Just throw a number. What will be my savings approximately? Not going out, I've got a family of 4, right? 20,000. Can we say about 10,000 as a round number? If you say that I'm sitting at home and saving 10,000, why is not IFA contacting me saying invest that 10,000 in an SIP in a language that I will understand? I am saving that money. It is sitting in the bank. Why can I not invest with you guys? Why is your communication not focusing on the money that I'm saving on a positive rather than on all the negatives? Think. You need to create that opportunity yourself. That's his fallback for bad times. Bad times are going to get worse. And I'd rather invest it right now than leave it sleeping in my house. It's a communication medium. Is it going to work? You will have to test it with your clients. They are your existing clients. You know them well. You're saving 5K, invest it with me. Right? That's your eating out, but you're saving it for your kids. Change your language. What is the contribution margin? And at this point, you will really need to think, I can continue with what I'm doing, saying this is what I have, this is what I will sell. The buyer does not understand me, the clients don't understand me. Well, you're making the classic marketing mistake. Your services are for their need. They are not there for your services. So you will need to change and adapt to who they are today and how they are communicating. And remember, if there was social media noise earlier, it is a cacophony out there. How are you going to get through? By simplifying the message. Think different. Mati Yosi, Mati Say. That is the last part that I'm coming to. That you have to think different, act different, do different, be different. Be remarkable. Right? Who are your clients and who are people like them? The fourth story here is about Soundarya Srinivasan. Along with her sister Aishwarya, about 10, 12 years ago, they started a jewelry company. Not the diamond gold jewelry, it's homemade jewelry. Both of them had a passion to make jewelry. They had a passion to dress up. So when they went to family functions and the like, people say, "Oh, this is very nice. Can I have one? Can I have one?" No, I can't take a gift. I will have to pay. One thing led to another. They came up with a Picasa page with their creation, was selling like hotcakes. Till date, they've done 0 advertisements. Why? Because they look for people like us and people like them. So people who are like me, who love wearing this jewelry and are ready to pay this particular part. Yes, Srinivasan, I'm coming to that. They know who their clients are, who are people like us. And then they look for friends and family of those friends. So their market is predominantly in and around Chennai and a few who are online. They do, of course, have to move on. They've got a Facebook page. They've got 2 very famous Carnatic musicians who fell in love with their product, Ranjini Gayatri, who are their de facto unpaid models. But people like us and people like them is what their clientele is. Learning, you don't need to go all out, do mass marketing, etc. No, the age of mass marketing was never there for folks like you. It is clients that I have. How well do I know them? Who else are similar to them? I'm not saying, please go refer, please refer me, please put 5 stars. No. You're already remarkable. They love you. You made sure they love you. Who are people like them? And who are people like them? A marketer is not lazy, which means you will need to do this work yourself. There is only so much that can be outsourced. Only you know your clients. How well do you know them? I keep coming back to it because you are doing it for them. They are not doing you a service. Right? Take Manjusha's case. People like us and people like them. Any questions? You can go ahead and put it through. I'm getting into the last section. So far we have covered the introduction, problems I had before, problems I had after. Where am I? How can I become a marketer? You have to think like a marketer. Not to sell, add value, build trust, add value, build trust, make positive change happen. What's in it for your clients? Think like them for them. Then we got into what can I do? What are all the things that I can do? Buyer profile, add value, word of mouth, what is in it for them? When it gets into your head and heart, you are automatically a marketer. 95% of your communication is your client centric, which is adding value, addressing their queries. Now, by the way, I also do this, they will know. But all the communication is hard sell, hard sell, hard sell, hard sell, hard sell. We will run away. Right? How can I go ahead and do? How can I get that one more client? How can I do my marketing frugally? Form an ideation team. You've got 10,000 members across. It's not like you are going to cover a client in Delhi or Gurgaon or Mumbai. Form your ideation team, form your wolf pack. One from Chennai, one from Mumbai, one from Delhi, one from Kolkata. I'm just giving as an example, guys. Form your ideation team. What can I do? How can I find out who loves me? How can I find out people like them? What are the newer services or client segments that are growing? My team of 4, which I call my wolf pack, non-competing more or less because of geographical restrictions. And we are helping each other come up with newer ideas that we can try out, telling what worked, what did not work. It is an ideation team. It is my wolf pack. And it is, think of it like a virtual mastermind. Priya Parthasarthi, I'm coming to your question. You have to form this ideation team. You will have to use the grid that I shared, the predictability and impact, map out your existing clients and map out who your potential new clients are going to be. Remember, I am not advocating hundreds of thousands of clients. I am talking about a smaller finite set that you understand really well, who are in sync with your values, whom for whom you can go ahead and make positive change happen. How can you get clients? I'm going to give you another story here. Bangkok, they have a theme park which is very old, short of getting dilapidated. The next generation takes on. They extend and come up with a newer version. The existing clients will never set foot there or will be hesitant to set foot because it has already got a reputation of being old and jaded. So what the newer management, the next generation management decided was, listen, we need to go behind a newer client set so that we can rebrand and create a fresh story. But who will they be? Obviously, they will be family tourists. I did say Bangkok, and I'm saying family tourists. I know you're very well what I'm talking about here. So family tourists who come to Bangkok in the middle class segment from India and China. They are clearly mapping out who their buyer profile is. So these families, when they come, they're going to stay in 2.5, 3, maybe 4-star hotels. The purser in the hotel is the one who advises them what to do, when to do, how to do. So these guys approached these pursers in the hotel and told them, this is a brand new segment. We need these people to come in. They come through you, you get a commission, but we are throwing in a free lunch for the free vegetarian lunch for the entire family. So they went ahead and worked out deals with all these people who became their influencers. Busloads of people started coming to this particular theme park. Newer clients from newer geographies for a newer service, where they used influencers to get through. Who are your influencers? I'm sure that question is going to come. Pareto law always works for us. I'm not talking about Pareto here. I'm talking about winning your client, getting them to love you one by one by one, which needs a time investment. Who are these influencers for you? Babu has interacted with me. He knows I deliver. He knows the capability that I have. And he is referring me to a few other people, including to come and talk to you. So he is an influencer whom I have invested in. Don't get me wrong here. The relationship I have invested in over the last 3 to 4 years. Right? For your client, the best influencer for you is your existing clients. How can you convert your clients into your fans? That they go ahead and refer you. My designer is Arun Ramkumar from Mojo Canvas. I've worked with him for 6 years now. My game designer is Karthik Vaidyanathan. I have referred him to a whole lot of people. Right? Why am I doing it? I'm paying the money to help design, but they over-deliver. And I'm going to give you an example. I came up with this card game to teach my companies where I take workshops, marketing. The card game teaches people on the 4 basic parts. I'm not selling it to you because it's not for sale. It's only for workshop use. But I'm selling it to underline how you create fans. So when this card game was being developed, we had to run play tests where we invite a few people to come to the office, play the game and give us their feedback. The 4th play test, which happened on a Saturday evening, I called Arun Ramkumar to the office. He came along with his wife, played the game, gave us a lot of feedback about the game. He said, Pravin, you got to do a lot. And he gave me the feedback and then left. Saturday evening. Monday evening, I get an email from him. Frugal guys. So we were play testing with printing it in our own office printer, using scissors and cutting it to the card size and giving it. That was on a Saturday. By that Monday evening, Arun had suo moto designed the cards and said, Pravin, you're still using cheap prints. You need a designer. I know you need a designer. This is the design that I believe works well for you. In 48 hours, without a purchase order, without a need, he designed the entire card set and sent it across to me. He has won a fan for life. What have you done for your clients? Have you made a list of all the questions that are in their mind, said and unsaid? Have you come out with an FAQ that you have shared? Have you done a scenario planning for them? Have you got back to them as to how their investments are going and the potential of that going to do? What have you done for your clients? This is my vendor doing it for me. And I am recommending my vendor to a whole lot of people. That's a vendor I pay to. Reverse the situation. What have you done for your clients? You want a client, what have you done for your existing clients? Because keeping them is 100 times more valuable than a newer client. Have you taken care of them? Have you had a conversation with them? Have you had a Zoom call with them? However comfortable or uncomfortable you are with technology. What have you done today, sir and ladies? Ask yourself that, because my section as a marketer is on doing. Ideas you'll have a plenty. What is the 1, 2, 3 takeaway that you're going to take? 1, form your ideation team. 2, look at your existing clients, find out who has the potential and the predictability and impact for being your fan. Invest your time, effort, and knowledge in those people. Convert them into the fans. Do you have 10 fans? Do you have 100 fans? Can you build 10 fans who go talk about you because they are your de facto unpaid sales arm? Priya, madam, you asked me how to get one client. Take care of your existing clients. They will refer. You send them a cracker of an FAQ. You send it to me as one of your clients. What will I do? I'm not going to hold on to it. I'm going to forward that to my entrepreneur community. Right or wrong? This is not yet another fake news forward. Yeah, this is to my small cluster. It's not a good morning, good evening message. I know they will have value. Right? What are you doing for your clients? What value are you adding? Ask yourself. Oh, but I don't know. How can I do it? Everything is available. You just need to collate it, put it back and send it to me in a format that I will understand. You will have to go ahead. Second learning, create your own fans. Priya, madam and others, focus on one client converting into a fan. That one client is going to ensure at least 4 or 5 quality leads come your way, who are people like them. When I recommend people for you, it is going to be people like me, entrepreneurs like me in the same or slightly higher bracket. And I know what they are. They know who I am. And I know that he or she can provide value to you. Right? Find that out. How can I convert these people into super fans? What does the same Arun do? He knows I've been referring him left, right, and center with quality leads in business. Anytime any of his clients need a marketing issue, growth companies, I don't work with startups. I work with companies who got at least 2 to 3 million and then they've got stuck somewhere. I go in to shake them up. Those clients, he refers them back to me. Remember, folks, you need to understand the difference between an introduction, a referral, and a recommendation. Babu says, Pravin, can you introduce a few people? I'll just introduce him to this Babu. A referral, in that case, hey, I have worked with Babu. Why don't you please give him 20 minutes of your time? And a recommendation in this case, I call up my friend Gokul. Gok, I know you've got these 10, 20 lakhs of surplus cash. I know Babu, I have worked with Babu. You will have to invest with Babu. You see the difference between an introduction, referral, recommendation? Whether I am a client, a fan, or a super fan. Get back to basics, guys. Outlier marketing is nothing but common sense executed well. That's what I'm here to talk about. Niche target bait is the best. Yes, but how niche is it? And when you're focusing on niche, what's your backup niche, Dipesh? What's your backup niche? I don't know when the situation is going to change, but I'm already planning for my next niche and a newer service that I'm going to offer to a completely different target segment. Because for me, it is not just my survival, it's the survival of the 70 odd families who depend on me. I'm a small-time entrepreneur, but I owe them. Right? 3, anchor clients. This is the time to hold on to your key clients, which means you go overboard with value addition. How do you go overboard? FAQ, come out with those lists. Come out with smaller finance games that you can develop very, very frugally. Come out with books, booklets, information on how I can traverse my financial problems. What am I likely to face? What saving options do I have? What do I need to do? Come out with ebooks. Come out with cartoons with infographics. The world is yours, guys. This is what I'm doing. I do healthcare consulting for ophthalmologists. I'm giving away this book free. Ophthalmologist, brand yourself. I've got 150 people who've mailed me asking for this. 25% of that has asked me to consult for them in COVID times. What have you done for your clients? Deepesh, what if the niche was a businessman of travel industry? How does the niche theory work? You need to have a backup niche, my dear friend. Putting all your eggs in one niche basket, it's going to be very, very difficult. Which is why contribution margins come in. You will need to forecast the scenario L in this case as well. Right? They are, forget survival. They have got zero income coming in. What is your backup plan? How many clients in the healthcare segment do you have? Right? There are a few who completely pivot. One FMCG company had its revenues down by several hundred crores. In 20 days, live case, in 20 days from thought to the product in the marketplace, in the retail shelves, bringing them at least 120 crores of revenue in 20 days. Hand sanitizer was never a product of this company. From thought that I'm losing revenue, what new can I do? What is the need of the marketplace? In 20 days from thought to a product in the shelf. You will have to do your thinking to find out what is your point of differentiation, what is your point of remarkability, and how is that going to make a difference to your client. Right? Come up with each of these aspects. Come up with each of these. You can ask me, what am I doing? Well, I'll show you what I am doing for my client. People who wanted the slide back, you've got it. I'm also going to, you can just take a screen grab, please. Oh, lovely. It's my favorite part. You got to do some jugaad. I'm not going to step into jugaad because I'm running out of time. What am I doing, folks? I'm coming out with 10 books for my clients, all of which is going to go free for my existing clients. How to take their business online. What is a buyer persona book? How do you do desk research? How do you retell stories? These are just a sampling of books from my team that is going to hit the marketplace in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. This is what I am doing today. This is my jugaad. And my clients are loving me for it because I'm involving them in the making of the book by sharing the book as it is being written. Because I'm writing it for a specific set of clients. What are you doing for your clients? Think about it. I am an outlier marketer, folks. I ideate, but I execute and do. I think different, do different. That's exactly what you would need to do today to get out of this L. And get out we will. But we are going to get bruised. But I want you to get out alive, kicking, and with a smile. And these are some of my tips and tricks that I have for you to go right ahead. I'm open for questions. Adding value, building trust. That's a book that a bunch of us wrote on how to get out of pivot, 21 different pivots that are there. And I am donating my time here, but I'm asking for a micro donation from you for Bhumika Trust, which is coming out with ration kits for migrants and daily wage earners. Close to 30,000 kits have been donated. Can you donate 100 rupees, the cost of 2 coffees? If so, please go ahead and donate. I'm not asking for myself. 100 rupee donation is 10% of a ration kit cost. And if you want to write to me, I'm available at Pravin Shekar at mic@pravinshekar.com. I'm happy to address your queries. I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you very much, Babu and the IFA Galaxy team, for providing me this opportunity. And I'm now open for questions based on how much time you have. Ganesh Ramamurthy has a question. We are bound to make mistakes. How do you market the mistakes and errors? I tell my clients my mistakes. I involve them in the journey. I am advising another entrepreneur like you who's writing a book titled Rejected. She's a creative person and she has to date received 53 rejection letters. So she asked me for an idea. Along with her and Arun, we are coming out with her book called Rejected. And she's going to write about how she handles the rejected, along with a copy of every single rejection letter that she has got. So we're making a success out of her rejection. We're making a celebration out of it, shamelessly. That's what I would recommend. If I have a situation when many of my fan clients are affected by an event in the industry, will they still be with me or will they recommend me? I am a businessman. I've had my ups and downs. My financial advisor has not changed once in the last 10 years because he knows when I need the money out and he is ready and waiting when I have money to put back in. I loved him so much that he is the same person handling my business finance as well. And now he is, as an entrepreneur, he's grown. So he handles my insurance. He handles my product insurance. So if you talk about bonding, I trust him implicitly because he has worked towards the trust. Do you have that position with your clients? If so, up and down is going to happen. Come on, we are in the finance business. Finance and business both are same, right? So I told you I've got 3 different businesses. I'm a marketer. I have to hedge my bets because at some point in time, it's just going to be up and down. But I operate at that, and that is going to come with the law of averages. You will need to have multiple niche aspects if your office and your funding allows you to. Good. How to identify the influencer among your clients? Lovely question. Brilliant. Write to me. I have an influencer checklist which I'm happy to share for free, which will tell you who is an influencer among your clients and who is an influencer in your prospect list. You target and get these influencers who have a small following with deep engagement. By default, it builds. And I'm going to give you an example. I've invested in a cheese making company where the business is, of course, down to zero. But they found out that a couple of the local influencers had a significant food following. So they invited them over for a tasting, gave them a hamper. They became the customers of Kesar for a long time. And every time they bought a new product, they took a photo and put it on their Instagram, and we saw the sales of cheese spike the following week. You can argue that's an FMCG product. Well, a similar thing also works in my B2B business, where my client is so happy that he recommends my company to another client, including a competitor of his. So there are simple ways to identify influencers. Let me take you back before technology, guys. Technically, I'm from Coimbatore. Now we have nothing there. It's been sold out. My grandmother was an influencer there. Where to go buy sari, which movie to watch, who ran away with whose wife, everything my grandmother would know. Because she had that knowledge, she became an influencer. So when she bought a sari from a particular store, the whole neighborhood bought it from that store within the next 1 week. Who is an influencer in your client? Go ahead and ask. Good.
Thank you so much, Pravin. I think it's been wonderful for you to spend this time, and I would like to quickly, please wait up. I'm going to pass the mic to Shobana, who's the General Secretary, and who will deliver a formal vote of thanks and take it forward. Thank you, Pravin. Over to you, Shobana.
Yeah, thanks, Babu. It was a very wonderful session. So much of insights for us at the right time it was given. And the key take points, everything I would email to all of you all tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Pravin, for this wonderful session. It was full audience. Usually we have someone go here and there, in and out, but it was around 120 participants throughout. They were so keen. That showed it really is of so much of use for them. Everyone was keenly watching, and everyone is, you know, it is at the right time. That's what it makes the difference. And your presentation, it was really useful for us. Thank you so much for that wonderful session.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me. I'll leave the meeting now. My coordinates are there. Feel free to reach out. And if you have any queries, I'm happy to help you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Which I'll share your mail ID with the participants. Thank you so much.
I'll leave now. Thank you.
Yeah. And on Friday, we have the next session, the same 3 to 4 on Friday. It's again with a very interesting speaker from our own advisor community. He's Mr. P.V. Subramaniam. He's an educator, trainer, and investor. He's going to talk to us on the topic. Just a second. what is the, yeah, he is going to talk to us on the topic, why a businessman needs an IFA. I think this is going to be a continuation for today's session. So let us be tuned and let's join for the next session. The details will follow. I'll also share the key bullet points of today's session. Thank you so much, friends, for joining. Thank you.